Hello everybody, Shinji here, recording his first LP, Final Fantasy IX, as you can see on the screen. Uh, Not really too much to say about this. It was the last Final Fantasy game to come out for the PlayStation 1. I'm going to skip back to the main screen here, because we're about to see most of what that cutscene will show you eventually. It was the last one that came out on the PS1. A lot of people like it. I'm one of those people. And we'll be starting a new game. I'm not gonna be quiet through the opening cutscene, unfortunately. I have opinions about this opening cutscene. Nothing too strong here. It's unfortunate that they set out in a storm. But from the looks of the sale, I'm not gonna say they left fully stocked. I'm gonna say this was an emergency. And maybe that's just me. And this always impresses me. The boat holds together. I fully expect that almost every time that it hits that water to shatter. And it's all a dream, folks. All a dream of the beautiful bride? No. Princess? No. One of the two. Whichever it is, she's got a lovely room, very nice outfit, and birds flying past her window. I'm gonna go with Princess after seeing this nice big kingdom she's in. But I could still be wrong. And the birdies, we follow the, I'm guessing, doves. It could be another bird, I don't know. And we've got a statue. I'm a little confused as to why a mermaid has wings. Birdie birdie. They're flying through what I can only assume air and dense clouds, which means this kingdom is above the clouds. If you got a sharp eye here, you can actually see our main character through the windows. And now you actually get to see our main character full shot. You'll notice he has a tail. And thankfully that's not his main personality trait. Into the window. Very dark in here. Took us a little bit, but we are now clearly above him. And he agrees that it's dark. If there was, you wouldn't be able to see him now, what could you? Well, maybe you could with your handy-dandy match/lighter thing. Alright, this is the first room. You learn your little basic controls here. Up, down, left, right. I'm guessing you have a little experience with the PS1 controller or PS2 controller. After confirming you actually know how to move, the game will actually tell you what to do. But I'm not going to listen to that, because if I do, then I'm going to miss out on a few things. First of all, you'll see that little word on the rug. That becomes important a little bit later. I got close to the candle, so it told me how to activate the candle. Now let's see, we can either light the candle and start the plot, or we can cancel and do a little more exploring, which I'm planning to do. If you light the candle without doing what I'm about to do, you'll miss three things. Over here, you'll miss a small splatter of gold, gil, in this game. Money, money, money. And on this side, you'll miss a potion. And early game, those potions are going to be lifesavers. Later game, they'll still help you. And here, you'll notice I'm floating around here for a little bit, is something important for later on side quest. Which part? I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to memorize it all. We are on the MS Prima Vista. It's a theater ship. Its class is a luxury liner with theater, making double sure we have a theater on here. It can carry over 8,000 tons, which I presume most of that's taken up by a theater. It can hold 288 guests, an acting troupe plus people to watch. Its propulsion is Zeal Energy. Veal. Some kind of energy source that I don't know. Its shipwright is the Zeebolt Shipyards, and it's registered from Lindblum. I'd assume, being this a Final Fantasy game, we'll eventually reach Lindblum, but I don't know when that is. Alright, well, that's all three things that I can recall. Once again, the name there. If you can't read it, I think it says Tantalus. And now, let's start the story and light the candle. What? Immediately, we're asked to identify ourselves. Our main character's default name is something I can't properly ever say. So we're going to be renaming him. I'm going to be controlling him, so here we are with Shinji. Simple name, hopefully not too confusing. And we now have our name in our text bubbles. Here we have our little group. I'm assuming we are performers, well armed. Understandably, we're flying around in a ship. I think we should be armed anyway. We're late for something. What are we late for? Blank. If none of these guys are the boss, we've beaten the boss to work. Never a good sign. And that's Cinna. I'm just going off of what I see here. He's got a cast iron pot on his head. And a hammer. Now, you note the other three have bladed weapons. I still don't know to this day why Cinna has a hammer. Other than he may be the ship's repairman. The man down there with the headband, that hasn't been named yet, his sword on his hip. You may not have noticed it, but Blank has his sword slung across his back. And if you were looking at the cutscene and managed to look past the main character's tail, you'll notice he had a holster. I'm going to tell you now, he has a dagger in that holster. And boom. We're starting off our game with action, with adventure, with a fight. Now, some people who haven't played the game, if this is your first time, I'm going to spoil something. This guy has something we want. And if you don't take time to actually bother to steal it, it will just take a little while longer to get it. Thankfully, it's nothing utterly ungettable. Oh, and we stole it the first try. That is rather impressive, Blank. Ow. He hit me hard for doing that. Okay, you'll note the main character here, Shinji, has not only attack and steal, but he actually starts off with a skill. Flee. Which, don't get me wrong, I suspect that'll come in handy if we get over our heads, but we are far from over our heads right now. Wrist is a bracer or gauntlet. Something. It's an armor. It's armor. So he's going to hold out on his last drop, which I'm going to tell you is a potion. I'm going to play a little risky here and not hold back just because he's holding back a potion. I'm only going to have 2 people try and steal per round. Never mind. Cinna there just got his butt whipped, and we just stole the potion. Yeah, Cinna has the lowest defense in this whole party. Thankfully, I don't recall seeing him inside combat after this. At least, not combat that actually matters. Ouch. So that makes him, in my eyes, not one of the best party members. And there we go. Man's got... I don't know what ears he has. And he's got a pink beard. Didn't know you could have a pink beard unless you dyed it pink. But judging from the ponytail on the back of his head, he is naturally pink-headed. And he's calling us the fools, even though we just kicked his butt. You'll notice Senna is still knocked down. That won't change, unfortunately. Even if he's not KO'd in the fight, he'll still be knocked down. It just seems a little more in line with his character that he's knocked down after being KO'd. He's saying, I look a lot better. I'm a little confused as to why, but maybe I missed something. We did come in the middle of this journey. Laugh, and that, I'm guessing that makes him the boss. I think we're almost at our time limit for the YouTubes. So we're going to get everybody in position here, and we're going to end off the first video here. This has been Shinji here, and we'll see you next time. Have a nice evening.